In this video, we're going to be looking at trigonomic functions and graphs. So there are three graphs that we need to be able to draw or sketch: the sine graph, the cosine graph, and then the tan graph. It could be that you're asked a question that involves transformation of graphs. So you might be asked to do sine x plus 1, in which case the plus 1 would move our sine graph up one place on the y-axis. So it would start at 0, 1, it would then go up, it would then come back down, it would go down, and then would go back up. So the function would have moved up one place. If you were asked to do cos minus 1, then everything would move down one place, like so, and you would then sketch it like that. So here we're asked first of all to sketch the graph of y equals sine x. So our y-axis starts at 1 and goes down to minus 1. There is no transformation involved here. We've then got 4 points on our x-axis. We've got 90 degrees, we've got 180 degrees, we've got 270 degrees, and we've got 360 degrees. So our sine graph, it starts at 0, 0, it goes up to 1 on the y-axis when it hits 90 degrees. It then curves back down to 0 when it hits 180 degrees. At 270, it goes down to minus 1. And then at 360, it comes back up to 0. You then join it together in one smooth curve. Make sure you're hitting all of the points. Now the sine graph has got 2 places of symmetry. It's got symmetry at 90 degrees here, and it's got symmetry at 270 degrees here. In the question that follows on, we're asked to calculate a value that is equal to 200 degrees. Now 200 degrees from our sketch is going to be roughly here. It's not exact, but it's roughly there. So the symmetry, where it always also hits the same value, is this point here. Now in order to find out where that is, we need to look at the symmetry. So from 180 degrees, we've added on 20 degrees. So in order to get the symmetry from 360, we would have to take off 20 degrees, which would give us a value of 340. So those two values would give us the same answer on our y-axis. Here we're asked to calculate, first of all to sketch the y equals cos x, and they've already given us the axis, which is why it is now only worth 1 mark. Now I'm going to ignore the 0.5 and the minus 0.5. We don't need to know those. What we do need to know is that the cos graph, if we're starting at 0 degrees, always starts at 1 on our y-axis. At 90 degrees, it comes down to 0. At 180 degrees, it goes down to minus 1. At 270 it comes back up to 0, and at 360 it goes back up to 1. So we're going to join those in one smooth curve. This time we have symmetry, and the symmetry is at 180 degrees. That's our line of symmetry there, and our sketch should be roughly the same either side of that. Now we're asked to find all the solutions for the value of cos x equals minus 0.616. So I'm going to roughly draw it first of all on my sketch. So minus 0.616 would be roughly there. Now obviously these aren't exact values. I've been given a very exact decimal to work with. So this would be on a calculator paper. However, I'm just going to draw it in on my sketch just so I know roughly whereabouts it should be. It will help when I calculate my answer. So on my calculator, because I'm looking for an angle, remember I've been given the decimal value and I'm looking for an angle, I need to press shift and cos. I would then type in minus 0.616, and that gives me a value of 128 degrees. So looking at my diagram, would that be roughly where I've drawn it, at 128? It is. And I've cut 120 degrees in from 0. So therefore, to get the other value, knowing that this symmetry at 180 degrees, I would have to come in 180 degrees from the 360. And that's going to put me at 232 degrees. Now from my sketch, you can see it is roughly where it is. It's not exact, as I say, because it is a sketch. But we've got two solutions worked out exactly. For my third example, I'm asked to sketch the tan curve. Now when we work with the tan curve, we don't go up to 1 and minus 1. We go up to 3 and we go down to minus 3. So when we're drawing the tan curve, it goes through 0, 0. Now normally when you get the tan curve, rather than working from 0 to 360 degrees, you go from minus 180 to 180. And that's because of the way the tan curve is drawn. So it goes in an upward direction. However, it doesn't ever touch the 90-degree line. It then comes down like so. This pattern repeats every 180 degrees. So on 180 degrees, it would then come down again. On minus 180 degrees, it would go up. And that is what the tan curve looks like. Now there are some questions for you to have a go at on trigonomic functions.